Hogwarts Legacy sale numbers just came in, and people are definitely not going to be happy. We also got to talk about a new game potential and maybe DLC, as well as a new show that's already got a lot of drama around it. We'll also briefly go over some mods that can improve your player character. We got a lot to talk about. What's up, World Trivia? Back in the video, so I'm checking out all things Hogwarts Legacy. And so first up, we're going to talk about the potential TV series that could be coming out from HBO Max. However, they did just rename it to Max, so if you see any confusion there, that's why. And the reason why there's so much drama around this TV series so far is because the original cast is being replaced. And so for most people, they're very nervous on what the replacements are going to be for a TV show. But essentially, during a presentation to investors and press on April 12th, Warner Bros. Discovery announced that they will be merging with HBO Max and Discovery Plus into a new platform named Max. It was also revealed during the presentation that the much anticipated Harry Potter TV series has been given the green light. According to the announcement, the upcoming Harry Potter TV series announced by HBO Max will be faithful adaptation of the original novels. The series will feature a new cast of actors and has been given a 10-year commitment, meaning the story will unfold over the course of a decade. Although the number of seasons is yet to be confirmed, it has been revealed that JK will serve as an executive producer on the series. Again, might be another controversial thing, depending on which side of the aisle you're on. I just enjoy it for what it is. As people already tried to boycott the game when J.K. Rowling wasn't involved at all, so now that she is involved, some people might not be so happy, but honestly, I think people should just take it as what it is and just kind of enjoy it for what it is. Now, they did provide a description on what the upcoming TV series might kind of look like, and they said the stories from each of Rowling's Harry Potter books will become a decade-long series produced with the same epic craft, love, and care this global franchise is known for. The series will feature a new cast to lead a new generation of fandom, full of fantastic detail, much-loved characters, and dramatic locations that Harry Potter fans have loved for over 25 years. Each season will be authentic to the original books and bring Harry Potter and the incredible adventures to new audiences around the world. While the original, classic, and beloved films will remain at the core of the franchise and available to watch globally. Which, of course, yeah, the original films are always going to be there, and I did hear that, like, from people reading the books and things of that nature, that a lot of the movies just needed to be longer or split into multiple parts, because there was so much there, especially like the Goblet of Fire, I think had a lot that they skipped over and kind of changed. Or even the last movie, I think the last two movies were supposed to be just one part were split into two, and people liked the part 2 a lot, and part 1 kind of like was a little bit slow, but still worked out well. So it is good to know that they're going to take a decade long, supposedly, to kind of go over everything in the universe. Hopefully they do it correctly. I really do think they will, especially if maybe J.K. Rowling is involved, keeping the universe and the kind of the lore, but also more so the canon, just to be more accurate. I know with a lot of video game and movie adaptations to TV shows, it doesn't really play out very well. Last of Us, I heard, has been doing a pretty good job of it, although they've had some marks. I haven't watched the show, so I don't really know, but I heard it's pretty decent overall. And it's not like the Halo TV show, hopefully, because the Halo TV show is just kind of completely bonkers, and they're going for like a wholly new audience. And it does say that they're going for a completely different new audience here, so that does concern me a little bit. Hopefully they still ring true to the canon and lore, and it's just something for audiences that never got to experience those original releases. But we do also have to talk about the boycott, because I brought it up for the TV show, and seeing as J.K. Rowling's involved, there could actually be another boycott. However, it doesn't look like the boycott worked out too much, because the sale numbers have just come in, and they are absolutely insane. Hogwarts Legacy sold 256% more than predicted. So not only did they predict a little bit less, but also probably the boycott basically launched this game into the stratosphere. And I actually found this post on LinkedIn from the senior global brand manager who revealed it. And they also revealed that in the first week they had 12 million units in sales, earning $850 million. And an additional 1.8 billion impressions through a WBD gaming first of its kind fusion program. And they also broke an all-time Twitch record for most peak concurrent viewerships ever for a single-player game at 1.3 million, which, yeah, is just absolutely insane for those numbers to be there, especially for there to be a quote-unquote boycott, which only seems to have catapulted this game even to higher lengths. And the game was decent. It definitely deserves the at least praise and somewhat of quality there with most things, especially like it's more so kind of like a documentary or like kind of like a museum for Hogwarts Legacy. The art is absolutely insane. However, the storyline for me was a little bit on the downside. I just just didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Still a good game. I just wish there was more choices. I wish there was more dialogue options. I also wish that the player character got more involved with some of the other characters within the game, and they kind of broadened things a little bit more, kind of like how Sebastian's story was, but for the entire game. I think a lot of people do agree with that, and they do feel like it was a little bit too shallow. However, this is their first go around at a bigger title. However, I will say the amount of outsourcing this game did is absolutely just asinine. And the reason being is because it's like over 10 plus studios that were outsourced to. Halo Infinite outsourced their entire game essentially, and it only had 6 studios. We all know how that game came out. So for this game to have so many outsources, it did come out quite well, but it does show that that's why there's so many cut corners on certain things. And it shows that, like, clearly there was a team that worked on the Sebastian story and there was teams that worked on the other stories, because it's pretty clear that that story is like so much more advanced and so much more involved than the other stories for whatever reason. Some people even prefer the Sebastian storyline over the main story, which I do not blame them. There was a few questionable moments in that storyline, that main story quest stuff. I really was like, oh, okay, well. But overall, it was a pretty decent game, and it shows by the sale numbers. I mean, these sale numbers are absolutely bonkers. And as usual, a boycott usually just leads to more sales, mostly. Now, they are possibly working on some potential DLC or an additional game. From the graphics of the current kind of showcase of this new title or playtest / game, does look like this is going to be an entirely different game and not in Hogwarts Legacy. However, maybe this is the bare bone work for Hogwarts Legacy and for it to be imported into that. However, I do think that Hogwarts Legacy kind of lacks mechanically. The flight needs to be way adjusted if they want to do Quidditch inside of it. So I think it does make sense for them to make an entirely separate entity or an entirely separate game. Now, I did go through all the sign-up stuff, and a few people think that this was a mobile game. There was a bunch of comments on it being a mobile game or what it's for. But after going through the sign-ups, it looks like it's just going to be a PC, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch release. There's nothing about anything on mobile. However, it does kind of have that like mobile game cartoonish look. I think that's why people thought so. I'll go ahead and leave that link down below if you want to sign up for it. I also briefly wanted to go over a few new mods that I think that will actually help your character and your player character. One being the fly mod. I've seen so many people talk about how there's a no-fly zone, how I can't fly over Hogsmeade. And so there is actually a mod that you can get that will allow you to fly basically anywhere. And that is the Free Fly mod by R457. I will include a link down to that below. And there's also this new female face fix, and it should adjust the jaw and nose. And this mod is by Eileen Mods. We'll have a link to that down below, so hopefully that will fix the kind of female face look being all squinched. But that is about covered for today's video. If you liked it, like and subscribe. And until the next one, deuces.